If you enjoy the video, please consider subscribing. And if you do, I'll stop using Valkyr. Out of the many virtual worlds we experience in video games, Max Payne's is more on the iconic side. The New York depicted in this game is grim, dark, and sinister. I've previously talked about Max Payne's somber exterior areas, but in this one, we'll be looking at the game's depressing interior sections. Max's own home intrigued me a lot as a kid. I always thought of his home as the perfect American family home, but ruined by blood and tragedy. This starting level terrified me when I first played the game, hearing Max's wife and child scream in pain while the player, like Max, feels so helpless. It was, unfortunately, the perfect way to set the mood that stays throughout the game. This is the only level in the whole game which has just a bit of sunlight entering in through the windows, while the rest of the game is shrouded in darkness. Golden lights that illuminate the house should have given off a hopeful, loving warmth, instead provide a dim glow in this waking nightmare. I believe there are just two things that make this world great: sparse lighting and grimy textures. The subway level gets its personality from its yellowish incandescent lights, and it is sort of a liminal space because usually we would find crowds of people here, but because of the snowstorm, it's empty. Finding a usually bustling place empty is unnerving. There are trains still going on the tracks, but they are mysterious in a way that we don't know where they're coming from and what's their destination and who's on them. Even the bank that the gangsters are breaking into from the subway looks bleak. Desaturated steel walls and gray floors suck out the life of the place. Instead of the yellowish glow of the subway, it's all cold white lights. This was a great starting level to this story. Memorable. Next up are the hotel levels and the drug den levels. Run down and filthy, they're how you would expect them to be. Carpets lining the hotel floors feel like they haven't been cleaned ever since they were laid down. You would imagine they would be wet and damp when stepped upon. There's an odd sense of loneliness in these rooms when you disregard everything else that's happening. I always used to wonder about what happened in these rooms that made them look so derelict. I would think about the type of people who stay here: corrupt and immoral people, ruthless gangsters and drug pushers. The thing about Max Payne's world is that it is designed in a way that the moment you look at it, you absorb the very essence of Max's feelings and the state of the world he lives in now. Things change so quickly for him that you would imagine he feels helpless at some points. Even though he's a loose cannon, there must be times during the story when Max felt abandoned. His family is dead. His friend who kept him sane is dead. He set out on this mission to bring down a drug empire. It must be an overwhelming task. But after saying all that, I think that's why he has those painkillers of his, to make him disregard any mental weakness he might feel. These places we go through are the embodiment of the evil people that reside here. The whole place's ambience is ominous, makes you feel unwelcome at every step. The starting hallway of the crack dens has this bluish tint. There's no reason for it to be there, but it is. I mean, there's no light source for that dim blue glow to exist. But it sets the mood. It makes you think about what kind of place you're entering into. This place is even more rundown compared to the hotel. And with the bombs that Vlad set off here, it's even more battered than it usually is. If you're an aspiring game developer, specifically a horror game developer, let me give you a tip. Pitch black rooms don't make the atmosphere any better. Moody dim lights do. And that rule is all over this level. Once you're knee-deep in the drug addict's lair, you won't find a single fully lit room. It's designed in a way that implies that the lights are coming from outside. Max Payne's world was and still is one of the best fictional worlds ever made. We used to see places like these in movies, but Max Payne made you feel like you're part of those movies. Sure, it follows many of the crime drama noir cliches, but it implements them very well. Sam Lake's writing, along with Max's voice actor's performance, are the icing on this masterpiece. Let me know if you'd like more Max Payne on the channel. I've been playing it recently because it's December and it's sort of a tradition of mine to play this game in the winter. Thank you for watching.